grind them all up into mulch. We make a very, 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 very clean organic compost. And we sell that very, very cheaply to the local farmers in Puerto Rico. So they can grow the limes and lemons, papayas and pineapples and all sorts of fabulous things that grow in Puerto Rico. So we really like to have care in it, and that shows through with the rum. Very clean, Spanish style, in, out, not a lot of burn. So that's the Cristal, like I was saying before. It's 1 to 5 year old, charcoal filtered. Essentially, these two things here, these two products, are essentially the same rum. That's charcoal filtered, that's not. And the diversity, like I said, if you come over at the stand, come and see me, we can taste those together and I'll go through them, along with the 6 to 10 year old añejo, which is a bit more woody. So you have your crisp, light, daiquiri style, fresh white rum. You then have your Don Q Gold, which aside from the fact it is the first original rum for the pina colada, we have that on paper. It's ours, it belongs to us. The pina colada was first invented in 1954, the Royal Carib Hilton Hotel in San Juan in Puerto Rico. I've been there. I met the great-great-grandson of Ramon Monchito Morero, is the guy who invented the pina colada. And I'll tell you the fantastic story. So basically, I went to the hotel, was sitting outside by the swimming pool, this fantastic bar, and I met the great-grandson and asked him if he could share with me his secret recipe, the original recipe of the first ever pina colada ever created. And he wouldn't give me the recipe. And I kept asking, and he still wouldn't give it to me.
So we went for a few rums. We went for a few rums, yeah?
Oh, we were there we were there from dusk till dawn. I was there for a long time. That bar stool. There
was an agenda.
That bar stool was an imprint of where I was sitting in. So what happened is, as we paid the check, said thank you, told him what an honor it was to meet him. And as I walked off, he pulled my shoulder and walked up to me and gave me a little slip of paper and handed it to me. And I knew immediately what it was. So I opened the slip of paper and it had written down there the recipe, which is, yeah, all right. I'm not going to tell you. But it was the original recipe, and it was just fascinating. It's a real honor to be given that. It doesn't happen every day. So you have your crisp, light, daiquiri style, thin cut, citrusy, sharp, light rum, which is very prominent as a flavor, works well with all the citruses involved, which is why I blended it in the punch you guys were drinking before. The lime, the lemon, the orange, the grapefruit, all the sours together. When you want to have that nice citrusy tropical flavor, instead of just having lime or just lemon or just grapefruit, just blend them all together, and you get more of a citrusy flavor, and it gives different depth, different texture, different complexity to the drink. So your Don Q Gold is essentially like Don the Beachcomber knew back in the day, is your real cocktail rum. Anything you need, it covers all bases. Everything from zombies and tropical drinks to smashes, punches, fixes, fizzes. Anything you need.
Alex, you said that was at what age? 1.5 to 5 years, a blend?
1.5 to 5, both of them 1.5 to 5 years. Everything is Solera blend in bourbon casks. In Puerto Rico, we are, as some of you may not know, some of you may know, Puerto Rico is a Commonwealth of the United States. In 1898, something was called the Treaty of Paris Act, which is essentially when Puerto Rico was basically bargained off the Spanish and taken over by the Americans. So because of that law, what differs us from the other rums that are made in Puerto Rico is that ours has to be minimum age for 1 year, straight away. So what that does immediately, so it's not a different blend of distillates or anything like that, it's aged for 1 year immediately, so it's a solid base, which has some flavor going onto it. It creates essentially a rum, and then we can do other things from that. But the standard law, what differs us from everyone else, is that we have to be minimum age for 1 year. And that 1 year in a barrel makes a hell of a lot of difference, especially when you're making a Spanish-style rum. Yeah. Making something light and dry and very thin. You want to cut off those kind of rigid edges, the tannins, and all the sort of high ester flavors you get from unaging rum. So there you're two there. Your standard house, everything you need, any drink, any cocktail you can think of, these two will cover it. There's nothing these two can't do.
But you're using them in that cocktail we sent out at the first?
Like I said before, the punch you guys were drinking at the beginning is these two. So what you basically essentially had is my perception of the flavor of Puerto Rico. So you had the slight sort of hint of cumin going on there. I'm sure you guys all tasted that. The fresh mango, the citrus, just a very, very tiny little hint of chili, a little spice. Because believe me, Puerto Ricans are very, very spicy, fiery people. There's one of them sitting right there. That's my boss. That's Giselle. Let's have a hand for Giselle. She's here at Rumfest and she's 5 months pregnant and she's having her second child and she's
fantastic.
And she's a very lovely lady. So moving on, we have our añejo. Now our añejo is has a lot more character to it. It's woodier, it's drier, it's just a little different. Basically, the way I perceive the entire range is that you start, like I said, with your crisp, citrusy light rum, and you move on to your more oaky, vanilla-y, a little bit of a little cinnamon, a little nutmeg, a little tobacco going on there, and then the flavor range basically progresses to your more rummier flavors that you sort of associate as a consumer, as a rum drinker. So our añejo here is your more Manhattan-esque, drier, Aperol style rum. Like I said, so these two cover everything. This one is, so basically the Don Q Gold, it will sit here, and your flavor modifiers will touch on top, your lemon, your lime, your citruses, your bitters, your shrubs, your syrups, whatever else you want. You can build on top of that. With the añejo, it's kind of the other way around. Your rum really stands out, and your modifiers, your flavors, your vermouths, your bitters, everything like that, can sit and dance on top. It's kind of the reverse, because it's like I said, very dry, woody, a lot more licorice and tobacco notes going on there.
What's the age on that, Alex?
So we are 6 to 10.
10?
6 to 10.
6 to 10.
So you've got some fantastic apricot notes on the side of the nose from this, some black pepper. It's really deep and really interesting, complex as a rum. As I said, join me over at the stand, just at the back of the room there, the big one in the square. You can't miss it, and we'll taste that together. So moving on to our baby. This is the Gran Añejo here. If my lovely lady in the middle there is just passing out the rums to everyone. So the Gran Añejo is our 6 to 12-year-old rum. In Puerto Rico, we're slightly different from most other places in the Caribbean. We have to show our youngest age statements on the bottle. So 6 to 12, there are some older rums in the Solera blend, which are up to 36 years old, and sherry cask finished. It's just a nice little extra in the blend there. So you've got predominantly column still, and just a touch of the old school, old world pot still style. So you have that nice, thin, dry, nice flavors, and a little sharpness coming at the end just from the pot still. You're looking at a ratio of somewhere along, predominantly column, just with a little touch of pot. Just to give it some character, to give it some depth, to make it still feel like a rummy rum. You know what I mean?
Nice.
So if you all want to nose it together, let's drink this fabulous rum. Well, first of all, cheers everyone. Have a lovely Rumfest. I look forward to this day every year, or 2 days. It's more important to me than Christmas. And that's saying something, because it's my mother's birthday on Christmas. And this is more important. But don't tell her that.